Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice Radio. So today, we're going to be looking at a new Tsareena card. And yes, I know this is my third video today. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. 3 new cards were revealed. What am I going to do? Not do a video on all of them? No, ladies and gentlemen, that's not how I roll. That's not what Wassy does. So, Tsareena then. Interestingly enough, this is only the third Tsareena we've ever had. We had the one from Sun and Moon with a nice disruptive ability. We had the GX, but remember the GX came in its own little set. So we never actually got the pre-evolutions. So this is, you know, the kind of second or third, depending how you look at it, we've ever had. Is it any good? Well, if we start off having a little bit of a look at the basics here, 140 HP is slightly low for a stage 2, but it's still more than stuff like Greninja, so it could be worse. To be fair, it's in line with the other Tsareena. I'll take that. The weakness to fire is honestly really bad, and it's not just Blacephalon that's everywhere at the moment. It's the fact that in the next set, fire is about to get really, really good. Like, over the top, crazy good. Which is a little bit sad, I'm afraid. It's a little bit sad. As is a retreat cost of 2. There's nothing really good about this. It's just a bad retreat cost. But being a grass Pokemon can be quite good. Being a grass Pokemon means you're hitting weakness on stuff like Lycanroc. It's not the best weakness to be hitting, but it's a weakness nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen. And it means you get access to a bunch of healing cards. You get Life Forest, Prism Star. You get the Shaman from Lost Thunder. Could be worse, ladies and gentlemen. Could be worse. But what does it actually do? Well, the ability here, and our translations I should mention, do come from the lovely David Hochmann over at Rappelmann TCG. The ability is probably the most interesting and best thing about it. It reads, once during your turn, you may attach a grass energy from your discard pile to your active Pokemon. It's energy acceleration. It gets more energy. It sets you up. Life is good. Sweet. Lovely. Brilliant. Now, this is not exactly the first time we've ever seen this. Now, it's not exactly the same as Malamar, because Malamar accelerates to the bench and this accelerates to the active, but it's very similar to Malamar. And Malamar's great. Of course, Malamar's also a stage 1. And being a stage 1 is significantly better than being a stage 2. Easier, cheaper, you're going to get it out more often, more quickly. Bit of a pain. Then again, Malamar, you often do run into situations where you want to accelerate to the active, and you have to get some switching shenanigans so you can get it to the bench, accelerate energy, and then get it back into the active. Although you could easily make the argument with Tsareena, well, hang on a second, there are going to be plenty of games where you want to accelerate to the bench because you're not ready to attack and you can't do so. So it really is, and it depends on the situation kind of thing. But we've also seen this on a stage 2. And this is the thing that worries me a little bit. Because we saw this with Blaziken. The Blaziken from Dragon Majesty, which is a stage 2. Now, admittedly, that did accelerate to the bench like Malamar, not the active to this. But it's seen essentially no play. And that's bearing in mind if you were playing Blaziken, you would be able to play Blaziken GX, which is way too expensive, but it's actually really nice in terms of 210 for free energy. And if that isn't going to work, then Blaziken's probably not going to work. Now, you could argue that Fire's got Kiawe, and Fire's getting Welder, and all of that. And even Flareon GX is nice at accelerating energy. But make no mistake about it, ladies and gentlemen, Stage 2s haven't been great with this ability. So the first thing we need to ask ourselves, before we even look at Pokemon that are going to use this, the first thing we need to ask ourselves is, how are we getting this out? How are we getting this Stage 2? And the answer isn't Leafeon GX. I like Leafeon GX, but that's not the answer. The answer is a card we looked at just earlier today. Rowlet and the Alolan Exeggutor Tag Team GX. That, ladies and gentlemen, that is the answer. Because you see, they've got an amazing attack for 0 energy, which lets you evolve one of your grass Pokemon on the bench into the Stage 1. But if you evolve into a Stage 1, you then get to immediately evolve into a Stage 2. So all you need is to get a Bounce Sweet on the bench, and then you can immediately evolve. Anyone remember what the Stage 1 is called? Steenie. And then you can immediately evolve into a Tsareena. Generally speaking, we will be looking at Tsareena and going, look, I don't think this is viable necessarily, but because it's too gosh darned awkward. But actually, we can work with this to a degree by going, look, it's okay. Just use Rowlet and the Alolan Exeggutor. Now, some people have mentioned, well, you're giving up free prizes to get a Stage 2. No! You got 270 HP. You shouldn't be being one-hit KO'd. You're going to get your Stage 2 out and then play an Ace Roller. If you are going to get one-hit KO'd, do not play it. Because people who have said that are right. Giving up free prizes for the sake of getting a Stage 2 out, not worth it. But if you're not giving up free prizes, and you can make your opponent waste their attack into a Pokemon they're not going to KO, and then you can get it out the active and off the field entirely, hopefully, and you still got your Stage 2, all of the yes. So that's how this becomes kind of relevant. And if you are playing around with Stage 2 grass, now this is awkward, but bear with me, Venusaur. Because Venusaur from Shining Legends doubles up all of your grass energy. All your basic grass counters double basic grass. So now if you get Tsareena and this, you are essentially attaching 2 to the active every turn. And at this stage, let's just bring Rowlet and Alolan Exeggutor back in as a viable attacker. 150 for free energy, healing 30 is fine. But the GX attack, if you've got 6 energy on there, or free with a Venusaur out, bearing in mind you can accelerate 1 using Tsareena, now all of a sudden, you're doing 200 damage and your opponent is shuffling all the energy attached to all of their Pokemon back into their deck. This could work. Now, whether you can play Tsareena with Venusaur, I don't know. You're really talking 2 backup Pokemon there. I don't necessarily think it will work. But there's plenty of basic grass Pokemon you can use. We're getting Pheromosa and Buzzwole soon. That's a very good Pokemon. That will work nicely indeed. This could be a really good setup for that. But could this actually bring Tsareena itself back to the fray? Well, the GX, we're not loving it. We didn't initially. But 180 damage if the active Pokemon is confused. Well, now this becomes a heck of a lot more interesting. And we got stuff like Koga's Trap, which can confuse them. So maybe that's viable. I don't think it is, incidentally. But I am saying that being able to accelerate energy to your active Pokemon, bearing in mind grass decks can't do that very easily, this could be good. Also, right, while we're here, Celebi and Venusaur, it's already a good deck. Do you need to play this? I don't know. But the thing is, with that, you're trying to kind of sit there and tank with a 270 HP grass Pokemon anyway. So I don't really see the harm in playing a 270 HP grass Pokemon instead for a turn or two to get a Stage 2 or more than 1 Stage 2 out and then roll. It could work. Now, as for the attack here, grass double colorless 90 damage. Good news, with a double colorless energy and the ability, you can get it going in a single turn. Bad news, it's just largely underwhelming. It's not bad. You know, with a choice band, you get a 1-hit KO on Lycanroc, which is nice. But the thing is, you're a Stage 2 for free energy. And Magikarp and Wailord is weak to grass. And my theory here is extremely simple. If you are a Stage 2 hitting for weakness using multiple energy, and you're not KOing Tag Team GXs, your attack is too expensive and should be better. So, it's not a bad attack, it's fine, but it's not really going to get anything that isn't weak, even non-GXs. And it's for free energy on a Stage 2, so yeah. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it a score, shall we? Let's give it 3 Wassies. The kind of cards you need to have in your binder because you might use it at some point in the future, but I really do not think it is an essential card. Though I would love to be wrong. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, let me know in the comment section what you think about this. Go nuts, but please do remember the rule. Be nice, would ya? And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter or the Wassie, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. And please do make sure you're checking out youtube.com/WassiePlays, where we talk about games that don't have Pokemon in. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.